afternoon, everybody. It is the next day from our Canton trip last night, which we had a really pretty good time. There was a lot of people there. I can promise you that there are still some people out there that aren't taking this corona thing very serious. Because there was, I was wanting to fish that wall below the dam, and there was probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 people along that wall, and they were all, within a foot to 2 foot from each other. It was pretty crazy. I was thinking, it's a Wednesday, mid-afternoon. Most people, I was thinking most people would still be at home, but no, they was at the lake yesterday, which it was a really nice day out. Too good to be sitting at the house, so I don't blame them for that. So we ran around to a couple of different places, try to find some places that there wasn't very many people, and we ended up going to a place over on the west end of the lake. Seen some carp. It's kind of shallower water. We seen some carp and stuff, but I threw some jigs for a while and never even had a bite. So we went back over on the dam on the rocks, and at Canton they built 3 little piers or fingers, whatever you want to call them, that go out off the dam, lined with rocks, and they got brush piles set up. They really did a good job for trying to get a spot for fishermen to go. Obviously there's 3 of them. Starts on the south end, and then there's one in about the middle of the dam, and then one down towards the north end of the dam. And apparently they've been catching most of the fish on that north end, because from that middle pier to that last pier that's by the beach, there was, I couldn't even tell you how many people were scattered along the rocks. So they're definitely catching fish down there, and I'm assuming it's probably sand bass. That lake is loaded with sandies, or white bass. What some people call them, white bass. We call them sand bass around here. But we ended up going out on that first pier, and there was nobody there. The first 5 minutes, I was throwing some Bobby Garland jigs. I had a black and chartreuse, and I think it was a black and chartreuse and a pink and green on or something at first. And within the first 5 minutes, I hooked a really nice crappie. Got him in. Actually let my daughter reel it in. I set the hook and let it reel it in until I seen him. She got it to the bank. When I seen him, I'm like, oh my God, give me the pole, because I didn't want to lose it. Just the color of it. It's not the biggest crappie I've caught. It's really nice. I mean, we weighed him. He's like almost 1.5 pounds, something like that. So he's a nice crappie. But I've not ever caught a crappie that had those colors on it. This time of the year when they're spawning, some people call it, they put their war paint on. Their colors will change whenever they spawn, and they get really pretty this time of the year. But that fish was gorgeous, and I've got him in the ice chest. And as soon as I caught him, I turned around and told my wife, I said, I got my first crappie that I'm going to put on the wall. Not that he was big, he's nice, but like I say, the colors of him, he's just beautiful. And I've got him setting in ice right now with all the other ones I'm fixing to clean. And I hope setting in ice didn't change him too much. I read some stuff last night. I've never mounted a fish. I read some stuff last night where you take them, you lay them out flat, make sure all their stuff is, scales are all down and fins are all in the right place, and you put them in a damp towel and wrap them up, and then stick it in the freezer, and that's supposed to kind of hold them until you're ready to get them sent off or whatever. So hopefully he's like that. But then it was almost dark, and man, I mean, like the last 20 to 30 minutes of light, the crappie were on fire on them rocks. I mean, it was, and they were all nice, 1 to 1.5 pound. I think we caught one that was probably pushing a little, maybe 2 1/4, something like that. Really super nice crappie. But I think I caught another one. Now let me go back. The first one I caught is big. He's dark. He's got, the big black spots. His stomach has got a lot of black on his stomach, but then he's got kind of that bronze color mixed in. It's just a beautiful fish. I've never caught one like that. Just a gorgeous fish. And I thought, that's the one I'm going to get mounted. And then I'm going to make my wife mad because I might get two mounted. Because not too long before dark, I was standing there talking to my dad. And I think I got it on film, catching that one. I set the hook on one, I get him in, and I wasn't really paying attention to him until I got him up, and I looked at him, and he is super black spots. Super, and they're all white crappie, but he's got super dark black spots, but his skin is just pure silver. And I've never caught one like that either. I mean, they're usually, you know, you catch a real white colored around here because of the water clarity and stuff, I think. They're really white. Don't have a lot of color to them. This time of the year, you'll catch them that have they're still white, but their spots are a little bit darker type stuff. But I don't know what's up with these fish out there, but man, they're gorgeous. But I'm thinking I'm probably gonna put those two in the freezer and get mounted. They're too pretty, and they're nice. You know what I say? They're really nice crappie. They're good size. They're not huge, but they're nice and they're beautiful. I love them. So I'm thinking, look at this crazy dog. That's all she does. I wish you see her just drags limbs around all day. She runs around, picks up limbs and sticks, but she won't put them in a pile. If she put them in a pile, you know, be a heck of a dog. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here. I went in there, I got my fillet knife and a bowl, and I gotta grab my gut bucket to put my guts and stuff in. But then I'm gonna show you these fish. Anybody that's watching this probably knows how to fillet a fish. I'm not going to show you how to fillet it. For one, I'm not very good at it myself. I mean, I'll get the meat off of it, but I kind of hack some of them. None of it will be wasted, but I think this YouTube thing, they don't, from what I understand, they don't like stuff like that. And I'm just starting off, and I'm wanting to make this a job, a career. I love hunting, I love fishing, I love being outside. You know, tinkering around. One of the videos you guys will see is we're building some pallet garden beds for my wife, which will be awesome, I think. You know, not having to bend down and pull weeds and stuff out of a garden. All this stuff will be raised up off the ground a ways. You'll see that I enjoy doing stuff like that, and it's all stuff I can do with my kids and my wife. I mean, just family, we can do it. And right now it's important to be doing stuff with just your family because of this Corona thing. You can't really get out, and it gets kids out of the house, you know, and it's just it's a good thing. I want to make this work. I want to make this into a career. You know, I've had jobs that I really enjoyed doing. I've had jobs that I love doing, but I've never had a job that I'm really passionate about and really love doing. Like, first thing you do in the morning is think about going hunting or going fishing or grabbing a metal detector and going with the kids out looking for just cool artifacts and coins and stuff like that. And you know, I enjoy stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be windy today, I think. The wind this afternoon is supposed to lay down. My brother's off work for the next couple of days, and I think tonight, well, not tonight, this afternoon, he was talking about maybe wanting to go back over around 2 o'clock this afternoon. So hopefully we can get some better video. I know the video that you guys are going to see of us fishing last night isn't going to be the best. We tried the camera. You know, I've got a good camera. I think there's something wrong with the battery. But we might have only got 45 minutes worth of video with it before the battery kapooted on us. And then my wife was sitting there in the chair, and I handed her my phone, so she videoed some stuff on the phone for me. And then but the daggum wind, I'm telling you, when we first got down there, it was gorgeous. It was 78 degrees probably. Had a light north breeze, probably a 7 or 8 mile an hour breeze. And then a front come through, and it brought some wind with it, because that wind picked up and it was blowing 25 miles an hour out of the north, and just screaming in white caps like you wouldn't believe across that lake. But the fish were still biting, so we stayed. And they shut down just probably about right at dark. They quit biting, and we we hauled out of there. It was windy and it was bad, and you can't hear anything on the phone. So I'm thinking that when we get to that part of the video, it'll probably just be like music playing or something. And, or, you know, I don't know. My son's going to edit all the videos. He'll add something in there so you guys ain't got to hear the wind blowing or hear my wife and my mother sitting there yapping the whole daggum time. I'm like, and when you're running, when you're running the camera, you can't sit there and talk like that. But anyway, I'm going to go grab these fish. I'll show you these fish, the ice chest. Show you guys these daggum fish. Yeah, I'm not the best at it, but I don't know. I know that really nice one's on the bottom. There's some good fish in there though. Anyway, I'll get those cleaned, and I don't know when we're gonna cook them. They don't take very many. We've got more than enough for us for a meal, that's for sure. So I'll probably clean them, get them flayed, get them put in some salt water in the fridge for a day, and then when I bag them up, I don't plan on having any kind of fish fries. So is what I'll do is I'll probably bag them up in bags, just enough fish in one bag for one meal. That way you don't have to thaw out an entire big old batch of them just for one deal, and then some of it go to waste. So, which none of it goes to waste. We got cats and dogs around here that love that stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna get after this. I'm gonna start flying. I will show you after I get all these cleaned. I will, hopefully if their colors have changed, I won't keep them. I'll just clean them and eat them. But if the colors are still solid and good, I'll bring you guys back in and show you what I might do is I might lay all those out and get a picture of them. I gotta figure out this thumbnail thing, because you gotta have thumbnails and all that stuff. So might show you all the fish, but I'll for sure get those two that I'm thinking about getting mounted. I'll get those laid out, kind of get them washed off. You know, after they set in ice all night, they get slime and stuff on them. So I'll get them all washed off and show you the two that I'm thinking about getting mounted, if they're still worth mounting. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know. I've never mounted one. I don't know how sitting on ice all night done them. So anyway, I guess I'll see you guys. I can see you guys later. If, like I say, I might show you those fish. If not, then this afternoon we're heading back over to Canton. The bait shop over there is supposed to be getting minnows today, and I think it'd be an absolute blast sitting on them rocks with some minnows and slip corks around that brush, because you can see the cedar trees. They put a pile of cedars out there. I bet there's a 30 or a 40-foot circle of cedar trees in probably anywhere from 12 foot deep all the way out to like 25. There's just a huge ball of cedars out there, and there's fish all over it. And I think during the day, you know, some minnows on some slip corks on the edge of that brush, a guy'd have a good time. And then closer to evening, whenever they get fired up, some jigs. You can't beat jigs. I love jig fishing. I love Bobby Garland jigs too. The best jigs I've ever used in my life for crappie fishing, or for any fish. We catch walleye and all kinds of stuff on them jigs. But right now at Canton, they're hot on below the dam. You can catch them on black and chartreuse, which black and chartreuse is like the go-to color for anybody that's crappie fishing. But black and chartreuse is really good right now, and pink and green is really good right now. We caught a few on some pearl white, but the majority of it was black and chartreuse and pink and green. And I was using, when at first, I don't remember what the name of the Bobby Garland jig is, but it's got a green back and a pink bottom or belly, and those are really good. And then I actually ran out of those, but I had some green heads, so I put a green jig head on, and then I had a full pink body with some like purple glitter in it. That's what I caught. That's actually what I caught the majority of my bigger crappie on, was that pink jig. But anyway, I'm gonna go take care of these fish. I'll bring you guys back if they're worth looking at. And I think maybe the first time that, you know, when we fire these up, I might just add it to the fishing video, maybe the end of this video or the fishing video or something, of us actually cooking them and tasting them. I'm gonna try some new stuff. You know, I'm a big fan of the Guggen Squad and Flair and LFG and all those guys, and they like to take hot sauce, like wing sauce, Frank's Red Hots and stuff, and roll their fish in it before they put it in their flour mix or cornmeal mix or whatever they're using. And I want to try some stuff like that. I've never had it, so we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely tune you guys in on that. And if you like these videos, man, like I say, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of it, bunch of hunting, bunch of fishing, just outdoor stuff, building garden stuff. You know, we got a lot of, you can see, we got a lot of trees and stuff here in the yard. We're always picking up limbs, starting brush, you know, put them in piles and starting little fires. And you know, if you guys want to hang out, do stuff like that, let me know. I enjoy it. Just sit out there and drink a beer and watch the fire burn. Don't get carried away with it, you know. A beer a day is okay, but sometimes that stuff get a hold of people, and that's not good. So, but I enjoy having a few here and there. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff this channel is going to be about. You know, I'm not much on hiking. I mean, you can see I'm not a little guy. I don't mind getting out and walking a ways, but I'm not a big hiker. We might hike some trails. You know, Romano's is real close to us. But most of the time it's going to be just a fishing, kind of a vlog thing. I kind of like doing this. I've never done anything like this before, and we've made actually a lot of videos that will never be posted because I just don't think they're good enough. But I think, you know, just stuff like this where you walking around and talking to you guys and seeing. I know I'm not the only person out there that likes doing this stuff, and if you like doing it too, hit that subscribe button. You know, like I say, I want to make a living out of this, and I know I can do it. It's fun, you know. I enjoy doing this stuff, so it's new to me. We're new to, you know, my family's new to Facebook or YouTube. You know, we're gonna give this a shot and see if it works. Hopefully it does. I think it will. I'm gonna put a lot of work into it, and my whole family is. Like I say, my boys are doing the editing and stuff, and the recording and holding the cameras. It's hard to get Austin to do it because he likes fishing so much. He wants to put the camera down and fish himself, and that's okay. We got a stand. You know, we can put the camera on now and just hit the record button and stand out there and fish. But I kind of like this where you talk to you guys, and it's weird, you know, talking to a phone like it's a person, but I watch tons of YouTube videos, and this is just kind of what people do. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I can do. I think as far as the hunting and fishing goes, I've got enough skills to make it work. And it's, you know, whether you catch fish or not, just being out there and is the fun part. And that's what I really want to do is just be outside and hunt and fish and metal detect, and you know, that's just stuff I'm into. And you know, my kids and stuff are into it too. So that's the plan right now, and we would sure appreciate your support. I know I haven't even posted a video on YouTube yet, and we've already got, you know, like 80 something subscribers. I hope that whenever we start sending these out, that people really enjoy them, and we can make it go with this. So, like I say, we'll see you guys here in a little bit. Maybe if those fish are good. If not, we'll definitely see you this afternoon at Canton, and hopefully we can get a bunch of good footage of catching some really nice crappie. We caught a bunch of sand bass and stuff too, but I'd love to catch a big messy crappie. It'd be nice to get into some big walleyes too. But until then, we'll see you guys. All right, I got my fish cleaned, and the color of these fish are still pretty good. So, like I say, one of them's pretty decent size. I mean, they're both pretty decent size, but I like the color of these two fish too much. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get them mounted. So there they are. Man, you can't even see the color out here very good either. Anyway, those two are gonna go on the wall.